Welcome to Nepal's Top 7 Debaters 2012. With this, we've come to the final round of the grade 7, 8 and 9 category. Samikshya Bhattarai of Bhattarai Memorial School and Amisha Sharan of Rai School have advanced to the final round of this competition. Today, one of them will be declared as the winner of Nepal's Top 7 Debaters 2012 of the 7, 8 and 9 category.
I would like to introduce you to our panel of judges. Our first judge is Mr. Santosh Shah. He's the anchor and producer of the popular TV show Power Talks. He's also the world record holder as the youngest anchor of an English political talk show. Our second judge is Senior Superintendent of Police, Mr. Nawa Silwal. He currently serves as the Deputy Chief of Narcotics, Drug Control, Law Enforcement Unit of Nepal Police. He's also a writer, singer and a poet. Our third judge is Ms. Susmita Maskey. She is a mountain climber and an Everest summiter. She is an inspiration to many young aspiring women leaders.
The topic for the final competition is students' reading materials should be monitored by their parents and teachers. Each participant will get 3 minutes and 30 seconds of debate time, 2 minutes of the first rebuttal, and 1 minute of the final rebuttal time. Let us have our first participant, Samikshya Bhattarai from Bhattarai Memorial School, who will be speaking for the motion.
A child who has just learned to take a step is set free without no one monitoring him, then he may fall. Like a student who has just entered the world of reading, if reading materials, then if he or she is left free without no one monitoring then they may also fall. So it's very much necessary to monitor students by parents and teachers, as parents and teachers are always with the students. Besides this, many students now complain that their parents are not giving time to them, they are not monitoring them. If parents monitor them in reading materials, then they may feel that their parents are responsible towards them. Not only this, today reading materials are vast, not like yesterday. There are only textbooks. Today there are many reading materials. There are television, internet, newspapers, magazines, internet and many more, where there are good as well as bad reading materials. So children are not so intelligent that they can know which is bad and which is good. So as to show them which is good and which is bad, they require parents, as parents are more experienced than them, and parents can know what is good and what is bad for their children. Besides this, if parents are not responsible towards their child, the child may fall into bad habits, and child may look through pornographic videos and violence and criminal videos. According to one research in America, many teenagers who were not monitored by parents read and saw many crime scenes, and because of that they committed different type of crimes, which shows that children require to be monitored by parents and teachers. Besides this, if parents and teachers monitor a child, they can know what a child is interested in. Monitoring does not mean that to restrict the child by doing what they are doing. It also means encouraging child to do new things. If parents and teachers know what their child is interested in, then they can suggest more good things to them. They can suggest more good materials to them. So I think reading materials of students should be monitored by parents and teachers. Thank you.
Now I'd like to call on stage Amisha Sharan, and she'll be speaking against the motion.
We all know reading materials are nowadays monitored by their parents and teachers. But the question is, why should they not be monitored? Yes, it should not be monitored, because my friend Samikshya told that if children will not be monitored, then they would fall. But what about the children in reading in nursery class? If they are taught only by monitoring, could they learn how to sketch a line or how to write a letter? No, they cannot. They can only be taught by love, affection, care, and by holding their hands. The same thing comes with us. Yes, the children who are aged like us can only be taught by advising, discussing, and by giving them a quality of time. My friend also said that children complain that parents do not give them time, and she back again thrown her own sentences saying that parents should give time. I really want to ask, if parents don't have time, should we complain? No, we should choose what we are ready to. My friend Samiksha also said that students are not big enough, so they can choose what there is good for them. But if a child can make a profile on Facebook write an article for a newspaper, hack a website, can't they be able to choose what is right for them? This is my question, Samiksha. And monitoring and inspecting only creates a distrust, hatred impression, and a rigidity on child's attitude towards their parents. Let me give you an example of movies. Nowadays, we all know movies are also a big platform for reading as a reading material. So, if children, movies are categorized in two categories, category U and category A. If children are allowed to see category U, they are not allowed to see category A, which are adult movies. But the posters, which are all over the city, what about them? They draw attention of children, and many children start bunking their school, lying to their parents, and this is not the fault of parents, this is the fault of our law. Monitoring can be done, but in a limit. Nobody could cross the limiting of monitoring. If I am walking on a way and I see an adult movie poster, could my parents tell me that close your eyes and walk on the road? No, they cannot tell me that. So I think we should have to get a freedom to choose so we can be more successful, self-regulating and self-monitoring. With this, I want to end saying that enjoy reading freedomly and be careful for what you choose. Thank you.
Now I'd like to call Samikshya Bhattarai also on stage.
Now let's hear what the judges have to say.
Samikshya and Amisha, both very well done. Samikshya, you have done much better in the past. In your previous performances, you've done much better than this, and this is a final, so the expectation will naturally be very high. If I have mentioned in the past also that you normally speak out of your memory, and if you cannot come out with some spontaneity, I mean, I'll have to doubt that maybe somebody else is writing your script and you're just, speaking it out here. I mean, you are going to have a rebuttal session where we will be testing that, but as an advice, I would still reinstate that please be more spontaneous, more expressive, because you had flat expression as you have had in the past also. But because of your content and your facts, figures, your logic, you've reached till the final. And today I saw that you lacked on the convincing factors. And the topic is students reading material, not children reading material. So students also could be, the range could be bigger than children. And you can tap into that opportunity to debate your topic. Amisha, today is your best performance compared to your previous performances. And you still have a lot to improve on, even though you have reached the final. Today you bettered your expression. You straight away you countered your contester, which is a very good thing in the debate. And you have the opportunity for being the second debater, so you have that chance. And I'm glad you mentioned about the random posting of adult movie posters in Kathmandu city, especially in this time. I still don't know why those posters are on the walls, openly kept. So whatever logic you made, I'm glad that you brought that out in a larger mass.
Samikshya and Amisha both have done well. I'm impressed with the beginning part of your debate and the issues that you're supposed to bring in. You tried your best, and the conclusion too. I'm impressed with both. Samikshya, you actually missed some issues that you could within that time could have brought in and could have bettered. So I'd like to suggest you to pay a little more attention, and in coming off session you can do better.
I appreciate your confidence, like both of yours. So for Samikshya, I think so when you were giving an example of American society, the children and the monitoring part, it would have been better if you had put the Nepali context into it, more of statistics, percentage-wise. And Amisha, definitely your comment on the posters, adult movie posters, or such kind of posters did draw my attention. But overall, I think both of you did good, and good luck for next rounds.
We'll continue with our rebuttal round after a short break.
Today's Youth Asia opens school representative media training for students of grade 7, 8, 9 and 10.
Best utilization of holiday time during Saturdays. Selection process is not required. First come, first serve.
Whether you're a class topper or not, you can still become a winner in life if you join TYA trainings at an early age.
Learn to speak in public, learn to debate on stage, learn to write articles and television scripts, participate in English television programs, discuss on national and international issues.
Today's Youth Asia phone number 425-7250. Our email address is youthtya@gmail.com.
Parents' best gift to their child that will last a lifetime.
Today's Youth Asia, since 2002, creating future leaders for Nepal, connecting young leaders all over the world, making Nepal proud globally. Today's Youth Asia, GPO 8975, EPC 5478, Kathmandu, Nepal.
Welcome back. You're watching the final round of Nepal's Top 7 Debaters 2012 between the 7, 8 and 9 category.
We now begin with the rebuttal round. I'd like to call on stage Samikshya Bhattarai.
I think my friend misunderstood the saying of monitoring. It doesn't mean that beating or scolding a child. It also means advising a child. She thought monitoring a child just means scolding. It also means suggesting a child to do good things. Besides this, my friend also talked about freedom. Let me give you an example. A car owner has freedom to drive his car, but there are also traffic rules and traffic to monitor it. If a car driver drive his car rashly, then he may fall to the accident. Like a student who is not monitored can fall, can read or see any type of things in the any type of things, and he may also fall accidentally. Besides this, while choosing my also friend talked about adult posters in our city. She told that they bunked the class. They bunked the class for saying that. So here we need a monitoring. If teachers or parents monitor a child and tell them not to see those type of movies, they can improve themselves. They might not go there. So here we require monitoring. Monitoring does not means. So I like to tell my friend that monitoring does not means scolding a child. Thank you.
I think, Samiksha, you misunderstood me. I didn't say a single word about scolding. I just said that monitoring just to improve children is not done. Our teachers may scold us or may just tell us to write an essay, but if we're not interested, we can write an essay. No. We'll write an essay, but not with our interest. And you just said one thing. A car driver have its own right. But what about, yes, I know the traffic rules are very important, but we have to understand that monitoring doesn't mean just scolding, but monitoring means just to guide the student, and guiding is somewhere good, but not every time. If we are going to school, we are monitored. If we are using our cell phones, we are monitored. This is not monitoring. This is detectiving the person. So I think you misunderstood me, and I want to correct you. I didn't use the word scolding.
Before in the first round, my friend talked about that parents don't have time. So I want to clear. I don't think any parents don't have time for their child to say what's wrong and what's right. I think every parents have time for their child. I think no parents will want their child to turn bad. So I think they will manage their time so in order to take their child in a right way. Besides this, she said that she was not using her word scolding. She said advising and suggesting, and which means except advising and suggesting a student, there is left scolding. And besides, she told if parents are monitoring us going to the school or doing some things, then let me remind her, parents do like that because they care for us. They want us to be good. So I think students should be monitored by parents and teachers.
Samiksha, you just again misunderstood me. This time, you told me that our parents have time for us. If they have time for us, why don't they advise or suggest or discuss with us? Why do they monitor us? This is my question. Why do they monitor us? Why don't they advise or discuss with us? I only simply want to say a parent should be a friend to the children so that, or students or teachers should be a friend to the students so that they could know what their children or students are into and they could correct them. Only monitoring can never stop children from doing something wrong. If you are doing something wrong and your parents said, wow, Samiksha, stop doing that. If you are into it, will you stop? You will not stop. I am guaranteeing that.
May I request both the debaters to come up on stage? Let us hear what the judges have to say about your performance.
Samikshya and Amisha, I would say on the rebuttal, you guys are very weak in terms of content. It seemed to me like you're trying to clarify to each other. And in rebuttal, this is your opportunity to convince your audience on what you're standing for or what you're standing against. It's not a communication between both of you only. That can be there in a I would say 10% or 20% of that. And Samiksha, you definitely picked up in the rebuttal round. You're much better. But at the same time, you had a lot of interruptions and you repeated a lot of words, which is definitely not a very good part of any kind of public performance. On Amisha, you're slightly nervous in the rebuttal round compared to your first performance, right? Which should be the other way around. You may be nervous in the beginning, but you should pick up on your confidence level later on. Couple of comments that I would like to pass to both of you. I was hoping you would have talked about your personal examples. How would you feel if you were monitored? How would you feel if you were not monitored? And that was totally lacking in both of you. You didn't talk about how monitoring or not monitoring affects the creativity of a student. What is the trust level between your own child or between your own students? That's important. When you use the word monitor, these things should come into the picture. How does it help or does not help somebody being responsible, being self-responsible? And how does it help or does not help the critical thinking of a growing student in terms of trying to figure out what is right or what is wrong? And nowadays there are a lot of examples where the schools are putting CCTV camera, not just at the gate, but also in the classroom. And I've heard that they have even started putting in the dormitories, right? And you can argue on both sides. I mean, I just came to know about it, but I'm not very sure whether it's helping or whether it's not actually helping. So both of you could have picked up on that. And you missed out on a lot of great contents that could have brought out it today. And it's a very easy subject. It's not a very difficult subject because you live in it every day. It's not a topic outside your domain. So I would say both of you that for the final, this was a weak performance for both of you.
Here we were supposed to discuss about the monitoring of reading materials than monitoring or controlling children. So it's like, I thought like there could have been like more about the monitoring reading material or like what reading materials are these days and like should they be monitored or not. So I thought like both of you went out of the track.
Samiksha and Amisha, we both could have done better, much better. You both have a potentials, but you, as Santosh rightly mentioned, you missed a lot of facts, issues that you could have brought in and make. You could have made your audience more enlightened. For example, issues like counseling and freedom. The freedom doesn't mean that you go out of the track. So parents should not be worried for their students or their children's enjoying some freedom. Freedom is an opportunity to grow. So to the label that helps to grow, to let the children grow, that has to be given. And monitoring is not something controlling. Monitoring is something that is somewhere making sure that you're doing the right thing. And if you lose a track, then your parents or teacher could say, "Oh, hello, this is the kind of thing you are supposed to do. This is the path you should follow. So you could have probably brought in a lot of insights in this topic, because topic itself is very pertinent, and it is something that we could debate, hours and hours. But both done well, but not to the level that we actually initially expected. I'd like to wish you both best. Thank you.
Thank you, judges. Now the judges are finalizing their marks, and we all are eagerly waiting for the announcement of the winner of this category.
The judges have decided. Let's hear what our judge has to say about the winners.
Samikshya and Amisha, we have come to a conclusion. However, for the sake of our viewers, I would like to say that your performance today was below average, both of yours. So it was difficult in that sense, like whom to bail out. And we have to come to a decision, and we have selected Amisha Sharan as the winner. So you make it to the English category of grade 7, 8 and 9 as the winner, Nepal's top 7 debaters.
May I request our judge, Ms. Susmita Maskey, to hand over the winning certificate and the gift voucher for school representative media training to Amisha Sharan.
We'd also like to declare Samikshya Bhattarai as our runner-up. We still have the special mention round left, where the judges will be selecting one winner. Good luck for that. With this, we complete Nepal's Top 7 Debaters 2012 for grade 7, 8 and 9 English category. The application for Nepal's Top 7 Debaters 2013 is now open, and the auditions will take place in September 2012. If you're a student studying in between grade 7 and bachelor's level, you can apply for either English or Nepali category. For further details, you can visit facebook.com/top7debaters. Our email address is youthtya@gmail.com. Our phone number is 425-7250.
We'll be back with Nepal's Top 7 Debaters 2013. Till then, have a great year.